Доброго дня. До слова запрошується речник Міністерства оборони України з питань АТО, полковник Олександр Моtuzyanyk.
Good afternoon. The floor is given to Ministry of Defense spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Good afternoon, dear friends. Now, the information about the events in the ATO area during last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, the situation is the most tense. Russian occupation forces opened fire with the use of mortars and artillery. Also, enemy snipers were active. And the work of snipers was recorded 3 times near Nova Alexandrovka. Also, at this part of front line, there was lion's share of all provocations. First, the enemy delivered fire from small arms, and then in the evening, the enemy started the use of 82 and 120 mm mortars. At the same time, the enemy used heavy weapons during dark hours near Novozvanivka. Also, one more enemy provocation with the use of small arms was recorded near Krymska village. On the whole, in Lugansk area, the militants launched 82 mortar mines and 20 artillery shells. It is worth saying that in the region of Stanitsa Luganska it was calm, but there was the use of heavy weapons in other areas, and this demonstrates hostile attitude of the militants and that they do not want to observe ceasefire. In the Donetsk area, the number of the armed provocations is smaller, and the militants opened fire near Avdiivka and Gorlovka, and also near Zaitsevo and Verkhnyataretsk. Heavy weapons was used only in the region of Zaitsevo, where the militants launched 20 mines, mortar mines of 82 mm of caliber. In the Mariupol area, half of all shellings was at the positions of ATO near Marienka. There, the occupants delivered fire with small arms, APCs, and mortars. Also, enemy mortars were observed near Novognativka. On the whole, in this area, the militants launched 10 mortar mines, and near other places like Granitna, Strognatovka, Taramchuk, Pavlopol, and Shirokina, the militants used only small arms. Also, Ukrainian military recorded 2 flights of enemy air drones in the regions of Yasenovata and the region of Dokuchaevsk. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 4 were wounded. And also 2 servicemen were shell-shocked. Now all those wounded are in the hospital, and their condition is satisfactory. And we have confirmed losses of the enemy during last 24 hours. According to the data of Chief Intelligence Department of MOD, 3 militants were wounded. From Russia, they brought reinforcement for the militants, and they brought to Sverdlovsk 8 tanks, 10 cars with ammunition, then a spare parts, 4 APCs, to Ilovaisk 20 tanks, 5 Grads, and 8 fuel tanks, and also in the beginning of October to Sverdlovsk town, specialists came from Voronezh to mount armor to the tanks of the enemy. SBU detained the informants of the militants. In Mezhivsky region of Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, SBU officers detained 40-year-old resident of Donetchina who collected intelligence information for the militants. Now the direct speech of the militant. I'm from the region, and I provided the information to Stasov about the movement of military equipment and personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine, and I got information that we would have bright future, but now I see that simple people are just used in order to reach their own goals, and I understood that this was mistake, and bloodshed will never bring peace. And I address everyone who fight against Ukraine, please come back to your families. Also, yesterday, the police officers of Mariupol prevented attempt of transporting ammunition to Kryvyi Rih. The men tried to transport 2 RGD with fuses, but law enforcement timely confiscated the freight and detained the sender. National Guardsmen started training in Kiev region. Servicemen went to firing positions, deployed mortars PM 37, PM 38, and also they had some exercises in order to be trained to how to destroy the firing positions of the imaginary enemy. As also the National Guardsmen had some training to neutralize subverters. According to the scenario, subversive group was staying in the forest near the positions, and the task of the guardsmen was to identify where the enemy is and to neutralize them. Do you have questions? Please ask. No questions, thank you.